we're going to start on our backs with our legs up over the chair in a supported legs up the wall position. So that's basically what this mimics here. So if you have the room, place your chair in front of you, low side facing you, and then you're just going to scoot your butt as close to your chair as you can get it, lower your back onto the ground, and then just take a second to get everything situated. Let your legs find a comfortable place, a position on the chair that they can actually relax and rest. So we want to try to reduce as much efforting in the legs as possible. So give a second to get everything all nice and soft and cozy. And then once you feel like your legs are in a good place, just wiggle around in your tailbone, your spine, your shoulders, and make sure that your back is in a nice position as well. Arms out at your sides or arms on your belly, or really anywhere that feels the most comfortable. And then once you've got your body in a fairly comfortable position, just take a nice deep breath. Take a moment to tune in back to your legs, to your feet, and just notice if you've picked up any tension in your toes or in your legs, inner thighs, or hip creases. Where can you soften? Where can you let go? And then can you let that soft letting go find your way to its belly button, to your belly button, to your low back? So letting go of any tension or holding around the belly button area. Can you let your ribs and your shoulders get soft and heavy? And as we come into this position, and we're going to stay here just a little bit longer, so see if you can just quiet down that little part of your mind that wants you to rush away from one position and get to the next. Allow yourself to be here. Allow your body to be as quiet as it can. Notice what's going on in your mind. So if you've got any thoughts running through your head, just allow them to pass in and out without any judgment. And as we stick with this posture for a few more moments, one of the things that we really like to try and find here is a letting go in the hip crease area. So we shorten the hip crease, and then we want to see if we can just let it chill out. So without holding any tension, especially right at that hip crease or where your thigh bends at the hip. So if you can really think about just letting go there, which sometimes might feel like a release in your tailbone, or it might feel like your hip bones get a little heavier into the earth. So if you can find that there, that's awesome. If you can't find it, no worries. We just want to maybe bring our focus somewhere else. So if you're not finding that letting go sensation through the front of the hips, maybe just tune in and notice your shoulder blades connected to the floor. Take a nice big breath into that space. And then let your awareness come to your arms. Notice the parts of your arms that are either touching the floor or touching your rug or your mat. Notice the parts of your arms that are open, exposed to the air, or maybe notice the fabric of your clothes on your skin. Notice if your arms are warm or cool. And then maybe notice even something more subtle. Does your skin feel dry, or does your skin feel soft and supple? No right or wrong, we're just noticing. And then maybe just bring a little wiggle to the fingers, a little wiggle to the toes, just to bring a little blood flow back down to those extreme ends. And then as we wiggle the fingers and wiggle the toes, maybe turn your head side to side as well, but only if that feels good. If you've got anything going on with your head and your neck, you might choose to keep the head turning off. But if it feels nice to be there, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, and gently turning your head side to side. Take one more turn of your head side to side, and then let your head come back to center. Relax that movement of the fingers and the toes. Take a nice full inhale, fill your lungs up, let your belly inflate. Nice slow exhale. From here, bring both hands to the belly and spread your fingers nice and wide. So we really want to feel as much of the surface area of that soft tissue of the belly as we can. So really spread your fingers, fan them out. And then just for a moment here, in just a more natural rhythm of breath, notice that subtle movement of the abdominal cavity. So we really just want to feel the natural, gentle movement of the belly as you breathe in and breathe out. And then maybe if it feels good or appropriate to do so, offer up just a little bit of gratitude for the softness of our belly that allows us to move freely, allows us to take in food and then remove food. It allows us to take in the breath and remove the breath. And it allows us to move. So it supports our organs, but it also is loving and giving and moving. So if you like to take a moment to just offer up a lot of gratitude for our belly, take a nice big breath in. Nice slow breath out. And then can you take your hands and just slide them up, find the sides of your ribs and still keeping as much surface area as you can cover with your hands. So spread your fingers wide, feel your ribs and the sides of your ribs. As you breathe in, you're going to fill up down to the belly and then up into the ribs. So fill up your belly, fill up your ribs. And then if you can, exhale from your ribs to your belly. Inhale, fill up your belly, fill up your ribs. Exhale from your ribs to your belly. Nice. And we're going to do that one more time. Inhale, fill up your belly, fill up your ribs. Exhale from your ribs to your belly. And now we're going to bring the hands up and we're going to still try to keep that wide spread of the hands. So instead of stacking the hands on top of the heart, spread your fingers nice and wide. So you're going to spread your fingers across the front of your chest and your heart space. So you're going to feel your collarbones. You're going to, if you can fan your fingers wide enough, you might feel your shoulders. You're going to feel the skin or the fabric of clothes on your chest. And then take a breath, bring your breath down to the belly, up to the ribs, all the way up to the collarbones. And then as you exhale, try to bring the breath down from the collarbones to the ribs to the belly. Inhale, fill up your belly, your ribs to the collarbones. Exhale from the collarbones to the ribs to the belly. And we're going to do that one more time. Inhale from the belly to the ribs to the collarbones. Exhale, collarbones to the ribs to the belly. And now we're going to add on, and this will be the complete yogi breath. So as you inhale, you're going to fill up belly, ribs, collarbones, retain your breath at the top. And then when you're ready, exhale from the collarbones to the ribs to the belly. And then once all that air is gone, we're going to retain the exhale. So pause for a moment with no breath. And then without having to gasp for air, but in a controlled method, inhale, belly, ribs, collarbones, hold the breath at the top. And then when you feel ready, exhale, collarbones to the ribs, to the belly. And then once all that air is gone, hold that exhale, retain it for a moment. And then without having to gasp for air, just take a nice inhale, fill up belly, ribs to the collarbones. Hold the breath at the top. And then when you feel ready, exhale from the collarbones to the ribs to the belly. Once all that air is gone, hold that for a moment. Nice. And then when you're ready, release. Come back to the natural rhythm of your breath. Lift your hands away from your chest. Give your fingers a little wiggle. We're going to bring our arms up into that goalpost position. Take a couple of gentle turns of the head as you just find your breath again here. Notice how your shoulders feel and notice your armpit chest area, which might be feeling just a little bit of stretch. Take one more turn of your head side to side. And then we're going to bring our arms into our I Dream of Genie arms, or into that little square across the chest. So we're going to catch hold of our elbows and then a gentle movement here. So not even full range of motion. We're just going to start pulling the elbows gently side to side. Notice your back connected to the floor. And then we're going to start to take those elbow pulls, but up and down. So we're going to pull the elbows side to side as we move up towards the forehead, and then pull the elbows side to side as we move down towards the belly button. Pull the elbows side to side as we move up towards the forehead. Pull the elbows side to side as we move down towards the belly button. One more just like that. Pull the elbows side to side as you move up towards the forehead. Pull the elbows side to side as you move down towards the belly button. Nice. And then as you get down towards the belly button, we're going to release our hold of our elbows. Bring your hands down alongside your hips. And now you're going to step your feet in a little bit so that your heels find a little bit more of an active position on the chair. So think the tabletop position, but your heels are still kind of supported. And then in this position here, we're going to move right into a pelvic tilt. As you exhale, press your low back into the ground. Inhale and release, finding that natural curve of your back. Exhale and press your low back into the ground. Inhale and release. Exhale, press your low back into the ground. Inhale to release. 2 more cycles of breath here. Exhale, press your low back into the ground. Inhale to release. Last one, exhale to press. Inhale to release. And then find a neutral spine. Pull your right knee up into your chest. Just give it a light little squeeze and then release. And we're going to switch right over to the other side. Pull your left knee into your chest and release. Let your left heel find the chair. Bring your right knee into your chest, a light little squeeze and release. Back to that left side. Pull the left knee into your chest and release. One more time each side. Pull the right knee into your chest and release. Pull the left knee into your chest and release. Nice. And now from here, we're going to drop the knees over to the right, keeping that bent knee position. So a little spinal twist. Drop your knees over to the right. And then once they've found the ground, bring your right hand to the outside of the thighs, gently pushing the thighs down, but just allow your left shoulder to just be in whatever natural position it finds itself. So if your left shoulder is slightly lifted away from the floor, let it be lifted, but think about a heaviness in your left arm. Turn your head slightly to the left. Take a nice big breath. And then return your head to a neutral position. Release your right hand from your thighs. We're going to pick those legs up, back over the top of the chair just to check in the low back. And then once you feel like everything's in good situation, we're going to drop those knees over to the left. Let them drop all the way down. Left hand is going to find the thighs. You're going to push your left hand into the thigh, and then whatever happens with that right shoulder. So rather than really trying to push that shoulder down or anchor it, let it just be in its natural position. Maybe turn your head slightly to the right. Take a nice big breath. Nice. And then return your head to center. Release your hand from your thighs. Lift your legs back up into that tabletop position. And then in that tabletop position, we're going to let the heels float or hover above the chair. Now we're going to take the right hand, reach behind the back of your right thigh. Left hand is going to come on top of the left knee. So we're going to get that opposite push-pull. You're going to push your right thigh into your right hand, push your left knee up into your left hand as your left hand resists. Get that opposite push-pull, hold that action for a minute, take a nice big breath. And then when you're ready, release and switch. Right hand on top, left hand behind the thigh. Push into the left hand, Push up into the right hand, finding that opposite push-pull, holding that action. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. And then when you're ready, release. And now we're going to step the feet nice and wide to the outer edges of the chair so that we can come up, and we're going to start to find ourselves into a nice wide leg fold. So you're going to scoot your butt back just so that you have plenty of room to reach your hands towards the chair. So scooch back just as far as you think will feel comfortable. And we're going to take this in a soft fold. So rather than activating the legs, pulling the toes back, activating inner thighs and all that stuff, we're going to kind of let our toes move forward with us. We're going to let our hips move forward with us. So soften the knees, soften the feet, let your hands find the low side of the chair, lean your heart forward just enough so that you feel maybe a little sensation through the back of the body, but then let go of your toes, let go of your inner thighs, and invite that softness in. Soften the back of your neck. Take 3 more nice full cycles of breath here. Beautiful. When you're ready, slowly and mindfully walk your hands towards the front edge of your chair so you can lift yourself up with a light bit of control. And then we're going to pick up the backs of the knees, swinging into a deer position. So we're going to swing the right leg in front, swing the left leg out to the side. So get yourself set up in that nice little zigzag, and then we're going to come back to that forward fold. But we're only going to bring our hands to the chair. So we're not going to probably go as deep as we would normally go. So once you've got your legs figured out and everything feels good, bring your hands back to the low side of the chair. Elbows can get soft, or you can walk your hands forward to a depth that you feel a little sensation, but we want to stay soft in this fold. So if you can, just soften a little bit into that folded position, let your hands support you. Take 3 nice deep breaths here. Wonderful. Using your hands to help support that lift, come up and out nice and slow and controlled. We're going to lean back into the sits bones so we can swing the legs out in front of us. Keep a generous bend in the knees. Maybe take a little swish of those knees side to side just to kind of make sure there's a little fluid in the hips. And then once you're feeling good, we're going to swing those legs to the other side. So left leg is going to come in front, right leg is going to come out to the side. Get yourself all set up first. And then once you feel like you're there, back to that fold. Hands are going to find the chair. Soften yourself forward into a nice soft position. So we want to also think about letting go of the inner thighs, the outer edges of the hips. 3 nice deep breaths here. Beautiful. When you're ready, slowly and mindfully use your hands to help support that lift. We're going to lift up, and now we're going to swing the feet around even further behind us. So we're in a sort of tabletop position or a high kneel. So if you can, swing your knees around, and then we're going to bring ourselves to the point where we can bring elbows onto the chair. So that's what we're shooting for. So you might have to rearrange your knees just a little bit, but if you can let your elbows find that front edge of the chair, once you're there, you're going to let your chest drop down. You might want to keep a slight firmness in the belly or in the abdominal tissue just so that your low back feels supported. So we don't want to slump too much into the low back. We really want to feel this in the shoulders and the armpit chest. So just make sure it's feeling like it's happening in the upper body and not down in the low back. Take 2 more breaths here. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, slowly start by just lifting the chest and then releasing your hands to the chair. We're going to step up and find your way into a supported down dog. So start by stepping your feet up, hands on the chair. And now we're going to walk our feet back. So we find that upside down V position. Let your chest and your forehead melt down, and take 3 nice big breaths here. Beautiful. And now from here, we're just going to take a few petals of the legs. So bend one knee and then the other. Nice. One more petal of each leg. And then soften that position, soften your knees, look forward. We're going to step the right foot up. So we're going to start to find ourselves into a nice supported lunge here. So right foot's going to step forward, and then you're going to rearrange that left leg so it's a depth that works good for you. And then find a lift in your chest. So think about pushing your palms into your chair, lift your chest, lift your gaze, push back into that left heel. Take a nice big breath. Awesome. And then when you're ready, we're going to soften up that push into that back heel, and then we're going to rearrange. So you're going to step your right foot back, step your left foot forward, find your lunge. Think about pushing back into that right heel, lifting your heart, lifting your gaze, and then come back to your breath. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, we're going to step that front foot back to that down dog position. So step it back, rearrange your feet as needed, and then find that lowering of your heart again. So see if you can let your head find that space between your arms, let your chest drop down. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Beautiful. Softening your knees, walk your feet forward to a tabletop position. So hands on the chair, feet on the ground. We're going to move into a cat cow here. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. I like to let my knees bend as well. And then as you exhale, straighten your legs, round your back, tuck your chin into your chest. Beautiful. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale to round your back. One more just like that. Inhale, drop your belly. Exhale to round your back. Nice. And then find a neutral spine. We're going to bend the knees, pull your abdominal muscles in slightly. And then with a nice strong spine, just lift yourself up to a standing position, get yourself situated. And then we're going to spin the chair around so that you can sit in that low side of the chair. So I'm going to turn around and face you, but you just turn your chair in any way that works good, or turn yourself around. And then we're going to sit ourselves fairly close to the edge of the chair with our feet in our seated mountain pose. So feet nice and firm on the ground, a nice tall lifted spine. And then once you come back to your chair, just pause for a moment. Close your eyes down. Take a nice big breath in. Nice slow breath out. Awesome. We're going to take the right hand, reach across to the left knee, but we're going to try and keep our spine fairly straight or neutral. So rather than letting the whole spine twist, just your hand is going to reach across, and then think about pushing your knee out into your hand and pulling the shoulder back slightly. So we want to try and square up the shoulders best we can. And then once you feel that little gentle tug up in the shoulder, turn your head over to the right, just looking over that shoulder. Take a nice big breath. Slow breath out. Release your head to center, release your hand, and we'll take it over to the other side. So left hand is going to reach across. You're going to think about leveraging against the knee. So knee pushes out, shoulder pulls back. So we want to try and square up the shoulders. Once you feel like you've got that, turn your head, look over your shoulder. Take a nice big breath in. Slow breath out. Beautiful. Release your head back to center, release your hands, find your mountain pose, anchor into your feet, lift up through the crown of your head. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Lift your heart and dive the heart forward. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Pull the abdominal muscles in. Roll up through your spine. Roll your shoulders up to your ears. Roll them around, down, and back. Right hand's going to reach across to the left, and now left hand's going to go to the back of the chair. So we're going to go into a more leveraged twist here. Let your spine move with you. Take an inhale, get nice and tall. Exhale, soften just a little further into your twist. Inhale, release to center. Exhale, take your twist over to the other side. Inhale as you get nice and tall. Exhale and soften a little further into your twist. And then when you're ready, inhale, return to center, come back to your mountain pose. Nice. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. This time, right hand's going to find the left shin. Left hand's going to reach for a little twist. Release that hand down. We're going to slide up the shin, bring the knee to the chest, bring your nose to your knee. Release that foot down and take it right into a twist. So right hand's going to just slip across, find that knee, find the back of the chair, rotate, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, release back to your mountain pose. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Left hand's going to find the right shin. Right hand's going to reach up to the sky. Awesome. Bring that hand down. Slide up the shin. Bring your knee up to your chest. Bring your nose to your knee. And then when you're ready, release and find that twist to the other side. So left hand's going to just slip across, finding the right knee. Wonderful. And then on your next inhale, bring it back to center for a nice neutral seat. So hands are going to find the thighs, butts nice and firm on the floor, feet are nice and firm on the chair. We're going to drop left ear over to the left shoulder. Take a nice big breath in. Slow breath out. Lift your head back up to a neutral position. And then when you're ready, dropping the right ear over to the right shoulder. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Inhale and bring your head back to that neutral position. Come back to your mountain pose. Inhale, arms up and look up. Hands are going to meet, chest is going to lift as you look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Right hand finds the left shin, left hand reaches to the sky. Release that hand down, slide up the shin, bring the knee up to the chest, bring your nose to your knee. Release your nose from your knee, but we're going to hold onto that leg, just a single hand hold. So same leg, same hand, swing it out to the side, circle your foot in one direction, circle your foot the other way. Awesome. Let your foot come to stillness, bring it back in, one last little squeeze up to the chest, and then release that foot back down to the ground. Come back to your mountain pose. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up, hands meet, chest lifts as you look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Left hand over to the right shin, right hand reaches to the sky. Release that hand down, slide up the shin, bring the knee to the chest. Give nose to knee, give a little squeeze. And then release your nose to knee position, hold on single-handed, swing that leg out to the side, circle your foot in one direction, and circle your foot the other way. Beautiful. Foot comes to stillness, bring it back in, one last little hug, little squeeze. And then release that foot down to the ground, scoot your butt back just a little bit. So now we're going to get a little bit more of the backs of our thighs connected to that chair. So we want to feel that nice, good support system. And then we're going to start this little shift of our weight. So most of this work is going to come out of your butt and your hips. You're just going to hike up onto one cheek and then one over to the other side. And we just want to feel that sense of balance first. And then from here, we're going to do a little touch down to the ground. So make sure that you feel solid in your chair. And then as you lift, we're going to reach down, touch one side of the floor, lift back up, touch down to the other side. Lift up, touch down to the floor, lift up and touch down to the other side. Beautiful. One more time each side. Lift up, touch down, lift up and touch down. Awesome. And then come back to center. And now we're going to do a little reach, like you're reaching for something across the room. Both feet are anchored on the ground. Both sides of your butt are anchored on your chair, but we're going to reach just as far as you can to the point where you almost feel like you would tip off if you went any further, and then pull and bring it back in. Now take it over to the other side. Reach. Keep your butt on the chair, keep your feet on the ground, but feel like you're just to that point. Get yourself right to that point where if you did, one of your cheeks is going to lift off, and then when you're ready, bring it back in over to the other side. Find that reach. We're just activating those obliques and those side body muscles. Reach. Beautiful. Pull it back in and then over to the other side one last time. Beautiful. Pull it back in. Both hands behind you. Grab the back of the chair or the low corner of your chair. Hug your shoulder blades, open your chest, lift your chin. Take a nice big breath in. Slow breath out. And then when you're ready, we're going to release into a little hug. So left hand's going to come on top of the right. Hug your shoulders, pull the shoulders down, pull the abdominal muscles in, round the upper back body, tuck your chin into your chest. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Inhale and lift up. Open your arms nice and wide. Right hand is going to come on top this time. Give yourself a hug. Catch your shoulders, shoulders down, abdominal muscles in, round the upper back body, tuck your chin into your chest. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Inhale, lift up, swim your hands behind you, catch that low back side of the chair, lift your chest, lift your chin, take one good breath. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, slowly release. Hands are going to find your thighs. Scoot your butt way back in your seat. So we're taking it into our comfortable seated Shavasana. But if you prefer to come back to the legs up the wall or that supported position with the legs on top of the chair, that is always an option. You can take your Shavasana any way that you like. But if it feels good to be in this more seated position, take a second to let your feet find a happy place. Let your thighs get heavy in your chair. Make sure that your clothes are in a comfortable position. And then if it feels available, close your eyes down or just soften your gaze. Allow your breath to return to a natural rhythm. Keeping your eyes closed if you can. Allow your awareness to come down to your feet. Start by just noticing the surface underneath your feet. So maybe it's your yoga mat or your rug, and just notice the texture underneath your feet. Maybe give your toes a little wiggle, maybe a little squish to the bottoms of the feet and the soles of the feet. And then notice the tops of your feet. Maybe notice the air on your skin or again, the fabric of your clothes. And then offer up a little gratitude for our feet. Take us where we want to go, help us move. And then let your awareness move up. Notice your ankles, maybe even give your ankles a little wiggle. Move on up to your calves and your shins. As you maybe flex or move your ankles, notice just that little bit of movement in the calves and the shins. And then offer up a little gratitude for the lower half of your legs, also helping you get where you want to go. Let your awareness come up to your knees. If you like, maybe a little hinge from each knee just to kind of get them moving again. And then maybe offer up a little gratitude for our knees, which sometimes are mischievous, but sometimes get us where we want to go as well. And then let your awareness travel up to your thighs. Let your thigh muscles be soft and heavy. Maybe even just give them a little smush around in your chair so you feel the backs of your thighs against the chair. Notice the fabric on your skin. Offer up a little gratitude for your legs, nice and strong, that help you do so many things throughout your day. And now let your awareness come up to your butt and your hips. Notice your butt and your hips in your chair. Offer up some gratitude for your butt and your hips. You know what they do. And And then let your awareness come up to your belly and your low back. Just take a nice deep breath in there. Nice slow breath out. And then as you let your awareness come up to your chest and your shoulders, start to lift your spine up nice and tall, lifting your back away from your chair, just coming up into that more upright position. And now keeping that awareness of that tall upright position, but letting your awareness come back down to your butt and your hips, keeping your eyes closed if you can. Just walk your butt forward in your chair just a little bit. Move your feet forward as well. Find that nice, tall, supported position. So feet on the ground, butt nice and supported in the chair, a nice uplifted spine. Let your awareness come up to your shoulders and your arms, offering up gratitude for your shoulders and your arms. Let your awareness come down to your hands. Maybe give your fingers a little wiggle here. And then offer up a little gratitude for your hands. Nice. And then let your hands come to stillness. Maybe just invite some little figure eights or any gentle organic movement in your head and your neck, just to sort of reawaken your cervical spine and just feel like you've noticed the muscles in the side of your neck. And then let that come to stillness and just offer up a little gratitude for your head, your neck, your shoulders. And then when you feel ready, gather your prayer hands together at your heart in Anjali Mudra, thumbs to sternum, bow your head to your heart. Breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and the time that you take to take care of yourself. And breathe in a little extra love and gratitude that you can carry with you through the rest of your day and share with everyone you see. And when you feel ready, gently lift up through the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Happy, happy Wednesday. You guys are amazing. I hope that wasn't too gentle.